Hey everybody, it's Brian Haskins, and in this video, I want to share with you some of the marketing campaigns that I plan to use while building a seven-figure wholesaling business in 2025. Now, these are some of the exact same marketing strategies that I utilize with my students as well. So one of the things that you have to kind of keep in mind when it comes to marketing is that it's more about getting in front of the right opportunities and choosing the right marketing strategies that are going to work for you than it is about doing more marketing. So one of the things that I've realized over the last several years is that a lot of the low-hanging fruit in wholesaling is gone. Now, I've been blessed to be in this business for over 20 years, so my business really hasn't changed much over the last couple of years. But for a lot of people that are newer to the business, they got in when the real estate market was a little bit easier. And now that things have kind of changed a little bit, a lot of people don't realize why their business failed. So most gurus and people that are teaching wholesaling right now are just telling you that you need to do more marketing. So instead of understanding why you're having struggles and what you need to do to fix it, they're just telling you, hey, go do bigger marketing campaigns, hire more cold callers, create bigger lists, send those lists out for skip tracing. So what happens is you're spending so much more money on marketing because it's very untargeted marketing. And a lot of people are struggling with that because what happens is they're spending so much to get a deal, but they're not making as much. So they're making very small profit. So what I want to do for you is show you a little bit about some insights on what you can do to kind of have better results in the market that we're in right now. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is that they think that the problem they need to solve. So as a new investor, if you're struggling to find motivated sellers, if people are telling you they want retail, if people are telling you that, you're the 20th person to reach out to me, if there's a lot of reasons why you're struggling to generate consistent lead flow and consistent deals, the big mistake is that most people think they need to either find a new marketing strategy or a new list or do something that other people aren't doing. That's not really going to be the reality. For most people, that's not actually what's going on. So what I want to do is I want to share with you why a lot of marketing strategies that you may be trying, you're either just not able to do enough because you're capped out with your marketing budget or you don't have enough time. But in reality, what we have to kind of consider is that with marketing, some people choose the wrong marketing strategies that don't line up with what they need to be able to be successful. Another thing that people make a huge mistake on is that they think that marketing is what they need to focus on right now, but they don't have the proper foundation set up. So if you're watching this video first, go back and check out the other video that I made the other day about building a seven-figure wholesaling business in 2025 and the process of creating that foundation. So identifying if you're in a good market, finding in your market where the best place is to find and do deals, identifying the buyers first, reverse engineering what those buyers are buying, what they want to buy more of, and what they're willing to pay, utilizing those pre-sold properties and understanding how to create the right marketing campaigns for you. That's going to be the solution to building a successful business in 2025. So once you understand that, it's going to crack the code for you. So what we have to kind of understand is that you can only be successful in marketing once your business is set up properly and you have that foundation. Two, we have to choose the right marketing strategies that are going to work for us, which I'm going to help you kind of identify that here in a little bit. But most importantly, we need to try to focus on casting a small net or being laser focused, because what happens is with the traditional wholesaling method, so many people go out and they try to find deals first. They go out and they just cast a big wide net, try to find motivated sellers. Once they find someone that wants to sell, they make them a lowball offer, try to get it under contract, and then sell it for a profit. Where in reality, what we need to do is take that big, needle in a haystack is what it feels like when you're trying to find motivated sellers now, how to take that big needle or how to try to take that big haystack and shrink it down to a very small pile of hay. And we did that in the last video where I walked you through how to build that kind of intuitive market-driven wholesaling business where we identify the buyers, reverse engineer what the market demand is, and use that. We did an example. We had a market that was 1.75 million people, and we narrowed it down with just minimal targeting to less than 200,000 people. And that's what I'm talking about in this, getting in front of the right opportunities versus following what the gurus tell you and trying to build these big lists and do more marketing. There is a much, much, much better way. So today we're going to talk about, just very quickly, like I said, build a proper foundation, collect your data from your market. Second step is we need to choose what marketing strategies are going to work for us, because again, what you're going to realize is all marketing strategies work, whether it's cold calling, whether it's texting, whether it's driving for dollars, whether it's direct mail, bandit signs. Every single marketing strategy, if you do it long enough, is going to pay off. Most people just don't have the ability because they don't have enough time or enough money to make those strategies work. So even if you have a limited budget, you have limited time, I'm going to share with you today some strategies that you can utilize that are going to allow you to be successful and to turn that into a business. So what we want to consider whenever we start talking about these marketing strategies is that we need to focus on things that you control the outcome. So I don't do driving for dollars. I don't do bandit signs. I don't do a lot of marketing strategies that people think are the first step for you if you're new to the business or if you have a limited budget. And the reason why is because driving for dollars, you're not looking for rundown houses. This business doesn't equate to, motivation is not tied to rundown properties. If it was, people would have sold those properties a long time ago. Properties don't get run down overnight. There's always another reason why someone sells. So what we look at is marketing strategies like bandit signs, driving for dollars, stuff like that. You don't have any control over that outcome. So there's no way to build a business around it. That's why you're on these constant roller coasters. You're having the ups and downs in the different months, is because you can't say that if I drive for dollars for this amount of time, I'm going to generate these amount of leads. And if I generate these amount of leads, I'm going to generate this amount of deals. So we need to focus on marketing strategies that we control the outcome. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to choose marketing strategies that are expensive, because I'm going to share with you 3 or 4 strategies right now today that are completely free. Driving for dollars is not free. It's very time intensive. It is extremely expensive with gas, softwares, and tools and things you have to kind of use to kind of look up. So let's take a look at some numbers and talk about some marketing strategies that are going to work a little bit better. So I'm going to jump over into my coaching portal. I shared this with you in the video yesterday, but under lead generation, so the thing that we have to kind of consider is that when it comes to generating leads, there's 2 main things that we have to do. We have to, number one, understand that every marketing strategy is going to work if we know what those numbers are, and we can reverse engineer the numbers to generate a certain amount of deals or a certain amount of leads. So one of the things that we have to kind of consider is that when we start out marketing, typically we start out with a list of people. Okay, so that's a list. Second thing we look at is we have people that we reach out to. Okay, so that's our outreach. That's our numbers, our outreach. Third thing that we have is what we call a contact. So a contact is anybody that we talk to. That's the main metric that we use to kind of look at marketing. So when we talk to somebody, it's a contact. When someone tells us they want to sell, it's a lead. So those are the numbers that we look at. All right, so it's really simple. Our outreach is how much marketing we're doing. A contact is anybody that we talk to, whether they say, take me off your list, it doesn't matter. But that's the metric that we use. And then we have leads, people that say they want to sell. So when we're doing marketing, what we want to look at is we need to understand how much marketing do we need to do, how much is it going to cost, and what is our result. And I have a contact goal calculator here. This maps out exactly what you need to do to generate leads and deals and how to turn this into a business. I've done this for every single marketing strategy. So we're going to come back to this here shortly. Now, we have to start there. So if you want to be successful in this business, we have to understand how much marketing we need to do to generate a result. Okay? Second step is we need to track that. So the way that we do that is through a KPI tracker. So KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. All right. So the main things that we look at, really simple: outreach. How much outreach are you doing? How many contacts or how many people are you talking to? How many leads are you generating? How many offers are you sending out? And how many contracts are you sending out? So if we track these weekly, so we have a goal. So our goal is going to come from our contact goal calculator. So depending upon the marketing strategy that we utilize, we're going to bring that back to this contact goal calculator. And we're going to say, this is what my contact goal calculator told me I need to do each week. So let's say that the contact goal calculator said you need to hit 100 contacts per month. Well, if there's 4 weeks in the month, that tells us we need to have a contact goal for the week of 25 people. So Monday, I'm going to track my outreach. Monday, I'm going to track my contacts, or how many people I talk to. Monday, I'm going to track my leads, my offers, my contracts. I'm going to do that throughout the whole week, and I'm going to look and see what my numbers are. So at the end of week 1, I'm going to say, okay, this is what my results are. Did it match up with what I thought I needed to do? If not, let's make some adjustments. And then at the end of the month, what we want to kind of look at is how did it stack up to what we thought we were going to do? Because again, a contact goal calculator is just an estimate. So there's a lot of skills you have to utilize to be able to put deals together. So you have to be good on the phone talking to sellers. You have to be good at formulating offers. You have to be good at evaluating properties, meeting with the homeowners, filling out contracts. These are all skills that I train my students and teach them how to do. But what we have to understand, those are all things that we learn over time. So we can dial in these numbers if we're tracking our KPI. So if we track this each week, we say, okay, this is what I did. This is what I was shooting for. Did I reach that end goal? Well, if you didn't, well, let's make some adjustments. If you did, great. Let's keep monitoring that. And then at the end of the month, we can look at it a little bit deeper and say, okay, these are the adjustments I need to make to hit my first deal. So this is the way that I look at building a business, because without this, there is no way to do deals consistently. We have to be able to, number one, know how much marketing we need to do for the marketing strategy. So it's going to be different for cold calling, for texting, direct mail, all the other strategies. We have to be able to say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to track. And then these are the adjustments that I make until I get that end result. This is the way that every single wholesaler that's doing deals consistently treats their business. So that's the way that you need to treat your business as well. Okay. So what we're looking at here, again, like I said, lead generation, we have to figure out what marketing strategies are going to be the best fit for us. So one of the ways that I do that is through this contact goal calculator. So I have marketing strategies that I've created for my students. A lot of the marketing strategies that only I teach are my hidden deals blueprint, my off-market inbound lead system, my arbitrage wholesaling, my Facebook lead gen, my MLS lead system. And then I've got some spins on some of the high volume SMS and cold calling and the inbound marketing strategies that I do. But for most people watching this video, these are going to be the strategies that they are going to utilize, because these are all strategies that can either be done with a free marketing budget or a couple $100 a month. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dive deep into each one of these strategies and kind of talk about the pros and the cons and when you would want to use this. But again, what we have to kind of understand is that when we're dialing in a business, we need to have some very specific goals set. We need to track those goals. We need to adjust those goals until we get the desired result that we're looking for. And this is the only way that we can do this. So let's take a look at one of the mainstream marketing strategies. So for example, if you're going to be doing cold calling, so with cold calling, what we have to kind of look at is that most people with cold calling are going to get a response rate of 3 to 5%. So what does that look like? What does that mean for us? So that means that if we make 1,000 dials, okay, we are only going to get a hold of 30 to 50 people. So if you make 1,000 phone calls, let's say that every single phone call you make takes you up 2 or 3 minutes a day. Let's say you have an hour a day to be able to do that. You might make 50 calls in a day, 30 calls in a day if you start talking to some people. So if we need to make 1,000 dials to get that, then right off the bat, if you're only able to make 30 a day, well, we know that we are going to take multiple days to be able to do that. So that's the thing that people don't understand, is that this is numbers. This is facts that we can reverse engineer. So let's say, for example, with cold calling, if you need to start out with 4,000 records to be able to put one deal together. And again, this is going to vary. This is if you're really good on the phone, you have a good systems in place. So what we need to kind of consider with this is that we have to make sure that, is this going to be a good marketing strategy for you? So 4,000 records. So that's going to mean that you're going to need to buy a list of 4,000 people. So you're looking at probably $100, $200 there. Then you're going to have skip tracing costs. So if we're looking at 15 cents per record, you're looking at hundreds of dollars to be able to skip trace a list of 4,000 people. Okay. Then you're going to need at least 4 to 6 hours a day that you're going to be able to make those phone calls. All right. So if you're making 4 hours a day in phone calls, that means that you're not going to be able to work a full-time job. So that would mean that you're already doing this full-time, or you're going to have to outsource and hire somebody to be able to do that. So if we look at that, then let's say that you outsource that and you hire somebody and you pay them, $600 a month to be able to make calls for you. You're already looking at several $1,000s in skip tracing costs, in virtual assistant costs, in all the list costs. All these different types of things cost money. So if you're not able to do that, and again, this is just for one deal. So if we're looking at trying to do 2 or 3 deals, we're looking at those costs. We're looking at hiring those people. We're looking at doing those things. So again, if you only have an hour a day or 2 hours a day to put in your business, and you don't have a minimum marketing budget of a couple $1,000s a month, well, then we know that cold calling is not the best strategy for you. And that's okay. There's plenty of other strategies. Same with SMS marketing. So with SMS marketing, you're going to have a big list that you're going to have to put together. You're going to have very expensive software for sending out text messaging. You're going to have skip tracing costs. You're going to have to spend multiple hours a day sending those text messages and responding back. May not necessarily be the best fit for you. Then we look at other things. Direct mail. Again, with direct mail, you're looking at close to costs of $4,500 to $6,000 to put a deal together with direct mail, because what we look at is with direct mail, you get less than 0.5% response rate. So if we're sending out 1,000 postcards and not even getting, more than 1 or 2 responses, it's going to take a long time for us to be able to put deals together through that. So now let's look at some strategies that are going to be better. So again, it's not to say that cold calling is bad, texting is bad, direct mail is bad. It's just that those are not necessarily realistic strategies for someone that's new to the business, that doesn't have a very large marketing budget, that you can say, this is what I'm going to do to close 1 or 2 deals. We have to be realistic about what we're doing to make this business work for us. So we can be strategic. And then if you're going to say, oh, well, that's why I'm driving for dollars, or that's why I'm cold calling people off of Zillow, those strategies are not going to get you anything better. Because again, if we go back to what we talked about here, is we have to get in front of more opportunities that are the right people. So someone on Zillow isn't going to likely sell you their house at a major discount. Driving for dollars, again, there's a lot that goes into that. We need to focus on being more strategic, getting in front of the right kinds of opportunities. So that's why I have developed over the years marketing strategies that work really well for people that have a limited marketing budget. So let's talk about some of these. So again, the Hidden Deals Blueprint, off-market inbound lead system, arbitrage wholesaling, Facebook lead gen, MLS lead system, and some of these other ones. And then we'll even talk about inbound marketing. Because again, when I work with somebody, every single time that I build a business with somebody, my goal is to transition you into a business where it's going to be more hands-off. And the best way to do that is through inbound. Now, inbound is expensive. You have to have a different kind of business model set up for that, but it is a great thing. So there's a lot of people that are new to the business considering, hey, maybe I should do pay-per-click, or maybe I should do pay-per-lead, or maybe I should do Facebook ads, something like that. Don't do it because you're not ready yet. It's a different type of business model. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But let's dive deep into some of these new strategies of things that you can create and work for you to get your business built on a limited budget and work up as you kind of grow and are ready to kind of implement more in the business and you have a bigger budget and things like that. One of the marketing strategies that I use a lot with my students is what's called the Hidden Deals Blueprint. So what this is basically, most people will tell you that you need very large marketing campaigns when it comes to cold calling, texting, that kind of stuff like that. The issue that you run into with those marketing strategies is that a big chunk of the people that you're trying to reach they don't have good active phone numbers. So when you build a list, you send it out for a skip trace, and the list comes back from a skip tracer. Most skip tracers are only going to get you about 30 to 40% good, clean phone numbers. The other 60, 70% of that list is actually going to be people that have passed away. It's going to be people that don't have an active phone number. So I do what is called deep level skip tracing. And with deep level skip tracing, what it does not get me any more accurate information, but I get more information. And I've got plenty of videos on this if you want to go back and look at it. But basically, we know up front who the people are that have an active phone number and who the people are that have passed away. So we don't waste our time reaching out to those people through normal channels. You're not going to call them. You're not going to text them because they've either died or they don't have an active phone number. There's no competition on those leads. So what we do is I show you how to go and find those particular people. So this strategy takes more time. It's a little more intricate. You can't just put them in a dialer and just turn and burn these leads. But what happens is you find people that have zero competition. They're much more motivated to sell, and it takes a lot less marketing to put deals together. So this strategy right here is an amazing strategy. So this, I talk about how to build the right list, how to send it out for deep level skip tracing, how to sort your list, how to make sure that you're setting yourself up to find those people, and then the exact marketing strategies for each particular person on that type of a list. That strategy right there, with a very low cost, 15, 20 bucks, you can get started and do a lot of high motivation sellers and stuff like that. So next one is off-market inbound lead system. So this is a strategy that I don't teach a lot, but basically what it does is it's a copy and paste system that I developed working with lead partners. So teaching them how to find leads, how to bring leads to you. This is a strategy that you can utilize to bring in 5, 10, 15, 20 leads every single day without spending a dime on marketing. What's cool about this is once you set it up once, you nurture those leads and you'll have leads forever. You only pay once the deal closes. So this is a very awesome strategy that does not cost you anything. There's really simple. It's a 3-part process that I utilize. I've got contracts, I've got scripts, I've got everything inside here, and it's a copy and paste system. So this copy and paste system really allows you to train them, show them exactly how to bring leads in and all that kind of stuff like that. Arbitrage wholesaling, this is another strategy that is basically doing dispositions for other wholesalers. So I show you how to find those leads, how to partner with them. And the reason why we're able to do this is because the way that I teach how to find buyers, I show you how to find the buyers in your market that are paying the most. So in many cases, we're able to find buyers for deals that maybe other people couldn't find buyers for, but also create a bigger spread, which allows you to make a lot more money. This is a great way to make an extra $10,000 to $15,000 per month in your wholesaling business. I also have a really slick Facebook lead generation system. This is completely free as well. And then I have a system in here that teaches you how to partner with realtors before the property is listed on the MLS to basically get leads and deals, and then also how you can do it with listed properties. And then again, inbound marketing. So inbound is the way to go when it comes to kind of building and scaling your business. But we have to put the right systems in place to be able to get to that point. So that's what this inbound marketing campaign teaches you how to do. And then obviously high volume SMS cold calling. So I don't think this is a great strategy for most people because it's extremely expensive. It takes a lot. And you have to make sure that you're making more money on your deals than what you're spending to acquire those. So those are kind of the things that I do with a lot of my students. Now, again, this marketing calculator is where it's at because this is going to tell you how much marketing you need to do to hit your goals and to actually put deals together. And then we can adjust it based on the actual results that you're getting. So this is why we're able to, essentially understand how much marketing you do to do $1 million per year. And then we can kind of reverse engineer. So let's say, for example, your goal is $80,000, per month, which would put you at $1 million. Let's just say your average profit per deal is $25,000. So this is going to allow us to know how much we need to do. So, it's not really that far away. $1 million a year wholesaling business. This would only be 3.5 wholesale deals, 3.2 wholesale deals. So that's totally doable. And this marketing is going to show you exactly how to go about doing that to hit those goals and to dial that in. So this is what you need when it comes to creating a real business. There's no more guessing. There's no more just trying to market when you can. It's all about creating the right plan to put deals together to generate that consistency. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, for those of you that are looking for some more help, what I like to do is kind of just tell you quickly how I can work with you. So obviously, when I work with people, you get complete and total access to my entire academy, which is everything you need to know about the business. So lead gen, deal structure, buyers, the whole 9 yards, building your market. But more importantly, I sit down with you over Zoom and help you build a real business. So what that looks like basically is we pick your market together, build your buyers list together, show you how to understand what those buyers are buying and what they're looking for more of. Help you build out all your motivated sellers list, help you create marketing campaigns, just like what we talked about today, to get your business dialed in, to get you on the right track and really help you scale that business. Plus, I work with you for 6 months while we get everything all dialed in. And I'm always there. You're available for support and stuff like that. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, just kind of click the link below. You can set up a free call with me. We can map out the best plan for you on the call. Or if you want to chat through Facebook Messenger, you can click the button there too as well. But either way, I look forward to working with you and hope you guys have a great 2025.